Hey guys, so this week has been my deload week, and I combine that with a diet break. It is now, what day is it today? It's Thursday, so I've officially had 3 days of higher carbs. This is my fourth day of higher carbs, and my protein pretty much the same. It bumped up about 10 grams because you're getting more protein from your carbohydrate sources to make sure my quality is high enough. Just bumped that up a little, and then my fats, they've been the same. They're going to be a little bit higher today, and I'll show you something that I eat probably this evening, and I'll kind of explain my reasoning for that, and also the thought process that I have about that as well, about that meal. So obviously, yes, Thursday today, and today I'm not feeling that great. It's actually just very hot in general. Like, this flat has been boiling all week, and that doesn't help with how I feel. I've also turned off the fan because it's just a bit too noisy for you. But I'm sitting here post having just got my first vaccine, so totally your choice. Get a vaccine, not get a vaccine, what have you. It's up to you, whatever. I don't want to have a debate about it. I am an overthinker, overanalyzer. I have listened to lots of information regarding this. I've spoken to a lot of people who I trust and respect regarding this, and having the vaccine for me seemed like the right move to make, particularly because it also seems like there may be some restrictions for people that aren't vaccinated, which again, I'm not saying I agree with that. But I'm terrible with needles. I'm terrible with these sort of like knowing something's going in my body, and obviously I've looked into a lot of information and just like winding myself up essentially. So I've been pretty nervous about getting it, and I basically sat after it. They asked you like to sit around for 10 to 15 minutes. I was probably there for a good half an hour, and I nearly blacked out about 3 times, and I was sweating a lot. And like, I'm just telling you this because this is what happened to me. I'm not telling you this to have sympathy. I'm not telling you this so that like you're expecting this. It was more than likely just mental gymnastics in my brain, because I just get freaked out by this shit. It just doesn't do me well, and all I'm doing here is saying what happened to me. Don't mean anything by it. I'm fine. I'm good. So yeah, I just sweat. Like, I sweat through my mask. I sweat through my hat. I sweat through my vest. And I just like, you get like when you feel like you're about to faint, your eyes just like, your vision kind of goes. It just happens to me. But it's happened to me. It's not just this time. I get that, like the last vaccine I had, an injection, I get the same response. I hate myself for it because I try and be really rational up here, but I just go into panic mode. It's the same with like flight and flying. I don't know if it's just a sense of not being in control over the outcome of what's happening. I don't know. When I like, if I'm having blood taken, which I've had for like, I actually don't like that either. I hate having blood taken, but I don't get the same like sensation that I felt during that period of time. But anyway, yeah, it's done in my delt, and actually the guy who did it administered me said that was super easy. I wish everyone had big muscular shoulders like you that are lean, because he knew exactly where he could go, and I didn't feel a thing, to be honest. So if you're worried about any of that stuff, there's no need to worry about that as far as I'm concerned. But that was my experience, and I just wanted to share that. I'm glad it's done though, and I did time it purposefully during my deload because I know you can feel a bit under the weather with it. And obviously I had COVID about 5 weeks ago. And then my next one, that one is going to be a bit more like, not sure about this one, because that's going to be in the mix of me being very lean and between shows. But I'm going to try and put it like before a rest day, and try and have already have trained before it, so that I can just balance that. And then then hopefully, if I qualify for Worlds, I can actually travel there and everything, and there's no restrictions to me in that regard. So yeah, that's kind of what's happened today, this week. So in terms of this week, and I'll probably chuck on some like posing footage. If you've been following me on Instagram, I've been doing lots of posing. I've been throwing up kind of my morning look and sometimes my like post-workout look. I'm just getting a sense of, now I'm within a level of leanness that would look okay on stage, just to see how I respond. And basically today was probably my best look. My weight actually spiked up for a couple of days, and today it came back down, and I think I kind of got that fullness with that leanness that I was holding before. And some people can't distinguish the difference there, and I can see why, because it's small. And this is just a reminder to me and to you that peak week is never going to transform a physique. It's like the finishing touches on a very, very good physique. And the less lean you are, the less differences you're going to see as well. And like I said, I'm all right for stage, but I can definitely get leaner, and I will be getting leaner. So I was never expecting to see kind of transformative results, but there's a little bit there, which is kind of interesting to see. So yeah, I've been eating basically the same foods, or just adding a little bit of, normally it's just like a rice, so like a cereal based, or like a Snacker Jack, or like Cocoa Pops or something. But otherwise I've just been eating the same things, just a bit more oats, like I said, same potato, and then just like having some Snacker Jacks. And then my evening dinner, whereas like maybe me and Charlotte are still eating together, so we had fajitas the other night, where I might have just had one wrap, I've had 2 wraps, so it's really not a big change in kind of eating behaviors. But because of the fact I had my vaccine today, it's gonna have an impact on my physiology for sure, and how my look is tomorrow, and it's not going to be something useful for data wise for like peaking. And my appetite has been not that high. Like, I feel very good to maintain right now, to be honest with you, and I feel almost guilty for saying it, because I'm going to be 6 weeks out, very lean, and honestly it's been a breeze so far, and actually I'm enjoying dieting, I'm enjoying the whole thing. I feel good. So this evening, because I just feel a bit run down, a bit crappy, and it's going to be really the last opportunity to do something quote unquote off plan. It's in plan because it's calorie accounted, macronutrient accounted, but we're going to get a takeaway. Me and Charlotte, we haven't had one for the whole, haven't really had one for a long time actually, but we were having them on a weekly basis. Basically, it was like our thing every Friday, we get a takeaway. So it's nice just to be able to do that now. And I was kind of just thinking, like, rationally, try and be rational. What are the reasons to not do it? If it's calorie accounted, you're not going to put on a bunch of fat. If it's going to lead you to binge and overeat, don't do it. If it's going to kind of affect some monitoring that you're trying to do, don't do it. But for me, I've got the monitoring. I don't need more data. I know I just need to get leaner. And this peak week isn't going to add a whole lot of extra data, because I need more fat to come off, to be honest. So my peaking process isn't going to be massively similar to how I've done it here. But it's just been interesting and good to get into those habits. And it's reminded me of some of the variables that you need to consider when you are peaking, in terms of training, in terms of posing, and in terms of fluids and sodium, and keeping those level. And those are some of the things that I've been just practicing for myself to kind of monitor, which has been great. It's been very simple, which is nice, because I think peak week can be very stressful for people, whereas I'm not stressed about it. So yeah, it's going to be a Domino's. You're probably going to see it. I'll throw it up, and yeah, essentially, I'm not going to overeat. It's calorie counted. There's no kind of downsides to doing it. And if anything, it's just going to make me have even more stress relief today. It'll be delight cheese, medium, vegetarian. It's the one I love. And I won't be having one probably for another, like, I don't know, I'll be 14 weeks out, I think. So probably not for another 14 weeks or something, unless, like, again, I'm on time as well right now, which is why I can take this diet break. So I wouldn't necessarily have taken a diet break here, but I'm on schedule, my physique's on schedule, and whilst I feel good and I don't necessarily need the diet break, it's certainly going to recharge me, refueled me, and really help me maintain as much lean tissue coming into this next phase where I can really push. I could have probably pushed through this, but why would I? Me and Pascal will be releasing an improvement season very shortly, if not it's already out, about being ready too early, and really there's no benefit to that. You can be ready early. Too early, maybe not. That could create its own stresses and issues, and that's something that I have been close to being many times, is ready too early, and I don't want that. It's not a nice place to be. So I'm pretty satisfied with the approach, and as ever, you learn. So yeah, guys, hopefully this vlog has been interesting. Hopefully you've taken something away from it. Again, if you have any questions about any of this, do let me know. But yeah, I am not right now, because I'm hot and feeling a bit run down, because I've been stressed, got a bit of a headache, and I was a bit dehydrated, so I don't feel amazing right now. But I have been saying for the last couple of days to Pascal, I'm just like super eager to get back into the diet, get back into pushing things. And actually for me, I'm struggling to pull back because I feel so good right now, but I know can't just push, because again, might have a show in 6 weeks, but then there's going to be another show in 14 weeks. And that's a long time between those shows, and I can't risk being completely 100% and possibly burn out before that. And this is a qualifier. So I think for experienced competitors as well, and this is what my goal is to be like 90-95% for that qualify, fingers crossed I qualify, and then come more close to 100% for the finals, which is in about 4 weeks. And then after that, there's about 4 weeks or 4 weeks or so until the WNBF Supernatural show, which I'm excited for. So guys, anyway, yeah, like I said, I'll leave it here. Take care, revive stronger as always. I'll talk to you soon.